All right, you guys, welcome to our kickoff to our 90-day run. I am so incredibly excited about what we were going to do today. I'm going to explain to you everything that this is going to entail, and I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story as to how this whole thing came about. So, some of you may not know me. My name is Becky Smith. I'm a Sapphire leader here. I've got 3 kids, I've got 3 jobs, I've got 3 autoimmune diseases. Everything for me seems to come in threes. And I found myself months ago with, asking the question, why are associates kind of coming, learning the things, they're getting the tools they need, but they're not plugging into the tools. These are tools that I've kind of been plugging into for the last couple of years myself. But I started to interview people and I started asking people just like myself, because 95% of you guys that are here are just like me. You work full time, you've got kids, your life is utter chaos from the second you wake up till the second you go to bed, right? And what made me sad was I know and I can see what this can do for you, not just in terms of health, but wealth as well. I've seen what this has done for my family and other people's families, yet people aren't quite able to cross that bridge into doing the things that we need to do to get the life that it was that we were looking for. And what I found when I was asking people was, they were overwhelmed with the amount of information that was given to them in the chats. The amount of trainings that were provided were too many. They didn't know where to start. They didn't know where to go. They didn't know what to do. So they did nothing, right? And how many of you have probably been in that same boat, right? That you're just like, okay, I don't even know what to do next. Okay. So what we're going to do today is we're going to walk you through what this 90-day run is going to look like. And I almost wish I would have called it a 90-day challenge, because a 90-day run for some people might insinuate the fact that you have to work 12 hours a day on your business. And that's not what this is. This is a 90-day run of consistency and doing things consistently that you weren't doing before. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to share some slides here because it's going to keep me on track and not make me squirrel all over the place here. All right. So some of you may not know this too, but I was a no when Carissa came to me with this business. I was like, are you kidding me? I've got 3 kids and 3 jobs. I'm so busy. And you know what she said? You know what? I'm going to send it to you anyways. I'm going to send it to you anyways. Well, thank God she did, because if she hadn't, I would not be where I am today and be able to do all of the things that I do. So keep that in mind as we go too, that there's a lot of people out there who maybe, you know, are a no. I got more people in the waiting room here. Give me 1 second. There we go. Who maybe are a no, who, you know, you don't follow up with them because they said no, but they're people just like us. So I think once we see the tools that we can plug them into, it's going to make a big difference. All right. I think I got my third screen up for people coming from the waiting room. All right. So 90-day run. So let's talk about this here for just a second. So why do we want to do this? What I see happen with a lot of people, especially busy people like me, and I'm totally guilty of this, is you get excited, you come in the door, you start working your business a little bit, you reach out to your top 5 flat tire friends, things are going okay, and then life gets busy and you kind of stop. And then something exciting happens, right? We have a new product launch. Maybe it's right after a convention, everyone's excited again, and then you start working again. But then all of a sudden things slow down. So that's why I have a picture of an airplane here. I think Jen Dowd said it best when I first came in was, you know, how an airplane needs to pick up speed for it to ever get off the ground. If that airplane were to start going and then slow down, and then start going and then slow down, and then start going and then slow down, would it ever get off the runway? It wouldn't. So this is a big piece of the momentum that we need to provide. And this is going to happen when you get your plane off the ground. And this is really exciting because our meeting is at capacity, pretty much. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so what Eric Worre says is in 90 days, everything can change if you decide today. So we're all going to dive in and see what it is that we need to do on a day-to-day basis here to get our plane off the ground. Okay, so here is what we have come up with as a team over the last month or so. So after talking to the red and blue diamonds and things who have been, doing the things, they're growing, they're making the most amount of money here, we asked them, what do you do on a day-to-day basis? We talked to all of the people that are rising in rank here. What are you doing on a day-to-day basis? We look at the work sessions and the things that are being taught. What are being taught there? And we compiled all of this into a task list that you can do every single day, starting at the top with the highest income producing activities, working your way down to the lowest income producing activities. So as you can see, if this is the month of March, we are on the first today. You're going to start on the first day. The more boxes you check on the top, it's probably going to move your business forward a little bit faster. If you check more of the boxes on the bottom, your business might not move as fast. But here's the thing, checking any boxes in a day may be getting you further along than the no boxes that you were doing or your team was doing before. So I'm not going to say if you can't do all of the boxes, don't do it. Do the boxes that you can in the crux of your day. Okay. So I'm a person who is so incredibly busy. I'm bebopping around all over. All 3 kids live at home and I have to do one box at a time here and there. And if I don't have a task list, you know what happens? It doesn't get done. I get to the end of the day, I feel like I don't even know where to go from here. But at the end of the day, if I have to read 10 pages or watch 10 minutes of professional development and do 3 to 5 friend requests, I can peg that off really quick before I brush my teeth. You know what I mean? Those types of things are pretty simple to do. So what we're going to do here today is walk through quickly each of these boxes and how you can get these boxes checked. And I also want to preface this by saying, I'm going to talk about this at the end, but every Monday night at 8 o'clock, we're going to come back to the same Zoom room if you're available, and we're going to talk about each box. Some nights we could probably do 2 boxes, like birthdays and friend requests, probably we could get done in one night. But we're going to powwow, come up with some ideas. How are people getting this box checked? What are we learning? What's working? That kind of thing. It's going to be a great night, and we're going to record all of these as well. All right, so let's start at the top of this, and I'm going to give you guys some ideas and suggestions. Whether you are brand new here and you just joined yesterday, I know we've got a heap of people that just enrolled last night, like literally midnight, I saw people coming in. If you're one of those people, this is for you. If you're OG and you've been here for 2 years like myself, and you're like, oh, I just got to get my dang plane off the ground, this is for you too. So this is going to be for everybody. All right, here we go. So we talked about the first line being the highest income producing activity. This is making your list. Okay, hopefully you all have a list of 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 people, reaching out and following up. You want to do at least 5 to 10 a day. Okay, if you're brand new and you're doing 1 or 2, that's okay. Okay, don't overwhelm yourself. But if you're not reaching out to people in Messenger, here's what's going to happen, or via text or talking on the phone, and you're just posting on Facebook, maybe a flyer or a graphic. I got news for you. The algorithms are not pushing that out to people. And number 2, people don't know what it is. Number 3, not everybody's on Facebook every single day. So we got to get in people's Messenger and share what it is that we have. So examples of things that we do, we invite them to watch an overview, whether you're from Diamond League, Legacy Makers, Power Players, wherever you've come from today to come here and do this with us, you have overviews that you can share. They're recorded, they're live multiple times a week. You can invite them to attend live. You can invite them to a recording. You reach out to them with the products and opportunity. The other thing you need to do is you can't just send it one time, and if they don't reply, assume that it's a no. People's lives are like air traffic control. We're going back to the whole airplane analogy here. But if I look at my own life, sometimes I'm at work and someone, like I'm walking down the hall and there's students around, and I open my phone and I see somebody sent me a voice clip, and I close my phone and I never go back to listen to it. It is not intentional. And that is most people's lives. Things are crazy. They're in the carpool line. All of a sudden their kids get in, they set their phone down. They forget to go back to it. So follow up is huge. You may have heard the term, the fortunes in the follow up. We want to reach out and follow up every other day to see if they have watched the information that we provided. So that's where the reach out and follow up happens. Now, one of the things with this here is most people fail because they're spending time on the things that are not these income producing activities, right? They're making graphics. They're spending too much time training and not enough time doing. Okay. Perfection. They're trying to be a perfectionist. They're scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and they're spending time getting ready. Okay. When really the simplicity of the share and the follow up, that's where it's at. Okay, you guys. So keep it simple. We're reaching out and we're following up. Okay. All right. So that is the first box. Moving down the line. Up, here we go. That was 1 and 2. So new conversations as well. I just want to add something with that. Getting in and just starting a new conversation with somebody is huge. I'm going to give you an example of what I just did this morning. I saw somebody on vacation at the beach. Didn't say where she was. Didn't say anything about the resort. So I got in her messenger and said, oh my gosh, where are you on vacation right now? That looks absolutely amazing. I'm adding to my resort list of places I want to go. Where are you? She's like, oh my gosh, girl, I'm at Secrets. It is so amazing. And we got in this conversation. I got a conversation going with somebody who I haven't seen in 25 years about her vacation. Okay. So these are just new conversations. You're not talking about Trinot. You're just making those connections. That's why it's called network marketing. You're networking, making friends, talking to people. Okay. So I wanted to just throw that out there with number 2. So just new conversations can be anything. Okay. Find somebody doing something cool. Girl, where did you get that red sweater? That is amazing. I want that sweater. Oh my gosh, I got it at Kohl's Cash. Okay. Just an example of conversations you can start. All right. Now we're moving on to birthdays. So lane 3 is birthdays. You want to get in people's messenger and send happy birthday. If you're like, how do I know whose birthday it is? Facebook has this amazing feature that people never use, and it's the search function on the top. You type in birthdays, which is what I did over here. I've like an example of birthdays that I typed in. This little green cake pops up, and you can see there's 9 birthdays today. They're the day that I made this, right? So when you click on that, you'll get a list of everybody who has a birthday. You can click on their name and go to their messenger and send them a happy birthday message. Now I just say a lot of times I don't have a lot of time. I say, happy birthday, Jenny. Okay. And I send it in Messenger. Okay. There's a few reasons for this I'll get to in a minute. Don't just put it on their timeline like the other 500 people are going to do. If you really want to be extra, you can send them a voice clip, happy birthday. And if you want to be Rob Tagetz, who's on here right now, you can do a video of yourself singing happy birthday to them. I am not quite that extra, but if you want to be, go for it. But here's what birthdays do. You might think, but here you go. This is an algorithm booster. Facebook is a social network. When it sees you having a conversation with somebody in Messenger, it goes, oh, these guys are friends. Now, when you go back to your timeline and they go back to their timeline, you're going to see more of their stuff and they're going to start seeing your stuff. So they're going to start seeing more of your Trinot information, okay? Just because you're having a conversation even about a birthday in Messenger. So it's an algorithm booster that way. Another thing that happens is it helps you add people to your list that you didn't even think of. Like I found somebody who I met. It was my neighbor's sister I met at a barbecue at her house. And she popped up. I'm like, oh my God, that's Jenny's sister. Holy crap. She's into health and wellness. I said, I'm going to send her a friend request or like reach out to her. You know what I mean? She was already a friend because she was in the birthdays. But can you see how that can add to your list? By the end of a year, you will have said happy birthday to every friend, and you will have likely added to your list of people you didn't think of because you don't see them on Facebook all the time. This is gold. It will take you, I mean, my gosh, 2 drinks of Mojo and you got this done. Okay. If you don't have a lot of time to do something fancy, you can do that. Somebody taught me in a group one time, there's this website called NerdWallet. And it's 53 places to get free things on your birthday. Just Google it. It's a website. You can send them a link to this the day before their birthday, because in the birthdays, it'll tell you whose birthday is coming. You can give them a list of 53 places they could go and get something free. My daughter is so good at this. She goes to Starbucks, Nothing Bundt Cakes, everywhere she can think of to get all of the free crumble cookie. She goes everywhere and gets all of her free stuff. So you can send that and then follow up and say, hey, did you go to any of those places and find something free on your birthday? So now you got your conversation going too. So birthdays are absolute gold. Okay. All right. Line 4, posting a reel or before or after. Okay. Obviously, seeing you is the best thing you can do. Making a quick reel, a quick video of you making your Activate, taking your products. That's what people want to see versus just posting a picture of a container of Mojo that's not solving their problem. But if you make your Mojo and say, this has helped me with focus and energy and my metabolism, it's helped me eat better, I feel so great and so happy, people are going to gravitate towards that and think they need that versus seeing the canister of Mojo. So those are a little bit better. Now, the other thing that's amazing is before and afters. These are absolute gold. How many times have you been scrolling on Facebook, you see a before and after, and it stops you in your scroll, mid-scroll, right? Well, here's the thing. If you're new here, we have something called the 90 days of social media. If you are old here, we have something called the 90 days of social media. Okay. There's 90 days in there. Plus, I think there's 30 days or more of travel in there as well. You can share all of that, copy and paste, make it a little bit your own. Okay. Change the wording up just a little tiny bit, because otherwise, if we're all posting the exact same picture with the exact same information, Facebook goes, this is kind of spammy and it doesn't show it to as many people. But if you make it your own and kind of change the wording a little bit, you're going to get better results from that. But those will stop people in their tracks. Okay. So if you don't have that, the link is found in Diamond League or Ask Your Upline Ruby Leader. I'm sure they have it saved. Share the Jeep program. You guys, at the first rank of Jade, they're eligible for a Jeep payment. That is huge for so many people. What about travel savings? How much money are people saving in travel by using our travel portal? These are things that solve people's problems. They want to save money on travel. They're drowning in a car payment. They see the before and afters. They wish that was them. That is what drives people to be interested in what you have. It solves a problem for them. Okay. Also add posts. You can add posts too that solve a problem. I posted a picture one time of my grill outside in the spring, and it was full of grease because I had just done the carnivore diet and we cooked meat all winter. The thing was nasty. Took a picture, put it on Facebook. I said, hey, what can I use to clean this? I got people coming over. I had 150 comments of people telling me how to clean my grill. And you might be thinking, Becky, what does that have to do with Tranat? It doesn't. It's an algorithm booster that people comment. It brings people to your page. The more people are commenting, the more it pushes your content out. The more people see it, the more people comment. Now these people are also going to start seeing your Tranat content as well. So these types of things are huge. Now, I highly recommend, if you don't have this already, to put your phone or your Facebook in professional mode and make it public, which is ideal too, because you can gain followers that way. But also, you want to be able to schedule posts. So for example, I don't have a lot of time, but I can sit down on a Thursday night when my family's watching Netflix and schedule out 30 days of social media posts. And if you don't know how to do that, I'm going to get to give you a tip here. If there's something I'm talking about today and you're like, how do I schedule a Facebook post? Oh my gosh, ChatGPT or Google, just ask, how do I schedule a Facebook post? It's going to give you steps to do it. That is a game changer for so many people like myself who are so busy and don't have the time to go and, do one a day. And remember to do one a day, for goodness sake. Get your 30 days out there. It only lets you do 30 days at a time. I wish I could do the whole year, because I probably would. But
Hey, Beck, can you check the
yep.
waiting room? See if you got room to let anybody in.
Oh,
Are you
yeah,
max?
I do. We are very close to max.
Okay.
But yeah,
Thanks.
it's trying to get me to buy the full. Okay. I did let them in. So there we have that. All right, line 5, stories. This is absolutely amazing. So a lot of people, you may be new here, and if you're like me, you didn't know the difference between a story and a reel. Like, you have no idea. Like, I have heard of stories, I've heard of reels. What is the difference? Okay. A story kind of encapsulates your day. They're 1-minute videos that you can make ahead of time, or you can record while you're in there. And okay, now I see more people coming in too. You can record it while you're in your stories if you want to. And they're only a minute, and they are chronologically sequenced through your day. So as somebody watches it, they're going to see the first one, then the second one, then the third one. Okay. But they go away after 24 hours. But here's a really neat tip. with stories. You want to make sure you're sharing some of your Trinont information in your stories, whether it be making your product, taking your products, maybe booking your travel, something you may have found that's interesting. Maybe you're out at a birthday party. Maybe your dog is doing something cute. Whatever it may be throughout your day, you can share in your stories. This is at the top of your Facebook timeline. You've probably seen them up there. But when you click how many viewers on the bottom of your story, it pops up a list of all of the people that watched your story. Now, here's what you don't want to do. You don't want to run out there and be like, hey, girl, hey, I saw you saw my story. No, but it kind of gives you an idea of who's watching, who's following along. And I can't tell you how many times I've reached out and followed up with people who seem to be ghosting me, yet they're watching my stories. So the seed has been planted and they're watching. So you can get some good information there. You can see kind of who's following along and who you might want to send a message out to for more information, especially if they're watching all of your stories. Something is piquing their interest to make them watch your whole story from beginning to end. Okay. So that is what's so big about stories. They can be 1 minute. They go away after 24 hours. So you want to check in daily to see who's watching. And that's huge. Okay. Reels last forever. They're a video that stick around, but it's hard to see who's watching your reels. I mean, I think there is a roundabout way to do it, but stories are really simple and easy to see live in time who's watching your stuff within the last day. But reels can be up to 3 minutes, I believe, maybe even longer. And they stay forever. So if you make a really good video, post it as a reel, and maybe it's something that can be used for a year, any day, anytime. Like maybe you stirred the pudding and it was amazing. You can share that, and you can share reels again and again and again. Okay. Where if you are at a Christmas party in, December of 2026 and you're having a cocktail that you want to share, that would be more apt for a story, not for a reel that people are going to see later on as well. Okay. That's the difference. I just want to get that out there because I had no clue when I started here what the difference was. All right. Moving on to line 6, friend requests. And I got some more people in the waiting room here. Okay. Now, some people come in and they're like, they've got 150 Facebook friends, and that's okay. But your goal is to grow as many Facebook friends as you can so you can get more eyes on what it is that you have to offer, right? If you have 150 Facebook friends, there's probably maybe 10 people you interact with regularly. And those are probably the only people that are going to see what it is that you have. So you want to make sure that you're adding more friends on a daily basis, 3 to 5. So I'm going to tell you one of the easiest ways to do this. Okay. So on the top of your Facebook, that search where we search for birthdays, you can type in friends. This little icon will pop up. There's a picture of some friends here. And then when you click on that, you're going to see people you may know. So it's going to give you suggestions of people you may know. And what might happen if you haven't ever done this or haven't done it in a while, this is where you're going to find old coworkers, people from high school, your neighbor's family, like people that you're like, oh, especially if you're newer here, you want to add those people in there and make sure that they're getting in there. Okay. That is a great way to do it. If you're ever in the scroll hole and all of a sudden Facebook says people you may know will stop on your screen, you want to stop there and add 1 or 2. Okay. Especially when you're new here, you want to grow the amount of people that are seeing what it is that we have versus keeping the same friends and cycling through that over and over again. Okay. Another great place to find friends, which I'm going to talk about this a little bit more here in a minute, is Facebook groups and people that have similar interests. Okay. So if you are a nurse, are you in nursing groups? I'm a medical laboratorian. I've got medical laboratorian groups. Do you have a certain disease? Do you have a certain, like I have Hashimoto's, I'm in Hashimoto's groups. I have a dog that's a blue tick coonhound. I'm in a blue tick coonhound group. So people that have that know, like, and trust you because you have things in common are great people to befriend. So keep those Facebook groups in mind as well. And we'll talk about that again here in just a minute. All right, line 7 is the one, my arch nemesis, you guys. If I could show you, and I don't have it with me right now, I've been doing this checklist for a month already, and I have a lot of empty boxes on this one. So we all have our our little deficiencies, and this is one I'm going to work on. And this is called ATM. And I realize a lot of people watching this be like, ATM, what is that? Because I went and had coffee, and one of my associates goes back, hey, I don't know what ATM is. And I was afraid to ask because I didn't want to feel stupid. So I'm going to tell you, it's add, tag, message. So here's what you do. Okay. We have 3 Facebook groups within our organization and Legacy Makers that we kind of share. One of them is the Look Good, Feel Good group. This is all of our customer and associate testimonials and some product information and education. So when you have a friend that you're talking to about the collagen, okay, you can add them by inviting them to the group. You're going to tag them in a video that shows the before and after of somebody's results with collagen. And you're going to send them a message and say, I added you to the Look Good, Feel Good group, and I tagged you in a post of somebody who's got the same situation as you. You might want to check that out. You added them, you tagged them by typing their name, and you sent them a message. How simple is that? Okay. Now they're in the group, they're getting more product information. They know that you added them, so you are the one that they would follow up with. What you don't want to do is mass add people to the group. Why? If you hit and you just click the button that says invite all your friends, people may join the group and they're not going to know, like, they're just going to be in this group and they'll forget who added them and they'll have a question. And this is where we see people going, somebody added me to this group and I don't know who, but I have questions about this. That happens. So you want to make sure that you know who you added and who to follow up with that. So make sure you keep track, you add, you tag them, you message them, and you keep track of that information. Other add, tag, message groups that we have include the Vacation Vault. Guys, you got to get everybody in here. This shows all of the savings that we are getting. And there's a really good introduction video in there as well. You want to make sure that you're adding people to this Vacation Vault. The woman I talked to this morning, I went to high school with her. I'm like, girl, that place that you're at right now, that's amazing, is on one of the places that we can get a free voucher for next year. I'm going to talk to you about this when you get back. She goes, oh my God, totally cool. Okay. Add, tagged, messaged her. It's going to be amazing. The last one on here is our Modern Income group. These are business testimonials. I have my business testimonial in here as a mom with 3 kids through autoimmune diseases, so busy, medical laboratorian, told my story in there and where I've been. So if you know a teacher, you can go in there and you can find another teacher and be like, hey, I have somebody, that's in our, organization that is a teacher as well. And I think you'd really gravitate towards the story. So you can add her, tag her in the teacher post, and send a message. Okay. All right. If you're still I need ideas, Erin Parker made a really, really good video and I have it posted here. And it is, and I have to look over my computer, how the ATM strategy can help you get more customers fast. So if you just search that in YouTube, you'll find his video, and it is really good on the exact ins and outs of ad tag messaging as well. Okay. So that's there for you. We will also do a little bit more of this on our Monday nights. All right. This is my favorite part of network marketing right here. Okay. So really, really pay attention to this. And this is what people are not doing. If you are part of my 5 a.m. crew, you're doing this because I beat it into you, right? Now, what happens is you start in the world of network marketing. You reach out to all of your friends, your family, and then you go, well, I've reached out to everybody. I don't have anybody else. I don't know what to do. Okay. I think that there's a lot of people that get to that point and they may quit. Here's the thing. All of the people, not all, half at least that I've enrolled in February came from a Facebook group where I met them. Okay. So I'm going to give you some examples here, and I hope this gets your brain moving a little bit as you move forward. And if you're new here, you want to start doing this now because you don't want to run out of people to talk to so you think you did your whole list and not have some fresh people to talk to. So here's my recommendation. Here we go. You're going to join at least 3 groups of people with similar interests. My groups that I have an example of here, teaching the hidden profession. I teach medical laboratory science. Nobody knows what the heck it is we do. We have a Facebook group of people that just are teachers of medical laboratory science. I'm in there all the time. Okay. Another one, medical laboratory scientist group. Maybe you're a nurse, maybe you're a retired teacher. There's retired teachers groups. There's administrative assistants groups. There's dairy farmer groups. There's so many groups. I had a retired lady tell me, Becky, all I do is garden. Get in the gardening groups. Just get in there, okay? This builds know, like, and trust. So when I see somebody else and I get in a conversation in the group about the group's topic, I send them a friend request. Now, when they see my Trinont stuff, they know they're a medical laboratorian just like me, and they're going to be more apt to want to talk about this opportunity. Becky, I'm a lab tech too. Tell me more about this. Okay. So here's what you're going to do, and here's what you're not going to do. In these groups, you do not promote Trinont. That's a hot ticket to get your butt kicked out. If you think you're going to go join a bunch of wellness groups for women in their 40s and 50s and all of a sudden start slinging some collagen, they're going to kick you right out. Okay. That is not what we're doing there. People that have done that are the reason why people get kicked out. It makes the group, it stinks up the group. People are constantly, have products being thrown in their face. They don't want that. They're in the group to get value from what the group is meant for. Okay. So here's my way of doing it. So teaching the hidden profession. I have a post that I was setting up a laboratory for my students, and I'm like, hey, I'm using this lab and it is a mess. It takes me hours to set it up. Does anybody have any other suggestions on labs that cover the same content that are less lengthy to set up? Okay. Get in conversations. Oh my gosh, thank you. Oh, wow. That's what you use. Oh, thank you so much. So I'm getting some additional information for my job, but you know what I'm doing when I'm thanking them and getting in a conversation, asking questions? Friend request, friend request, friend request. So a lot of them, because they know my conversation that I just had with them about this specific laboratory that we were doing, they accept my friend request. Hey, I just talked to her, and yeah, that's awesome. Okay. So you want to ask a question, ask for help, or provide value. Okay. So some other things I have done is and for example, the gardener, I'm like, go find a graphic on how to prune basil. You're going to take that graphic, you're going to put it in the gardening group and be like, this is how I prune basil. I find it to be very effective. Other people in the group are going to be like, oh my gosh, I prune basil this way. Or, oh my gosh, I've been looking for a basil pruning graphic. Thank you so much. I need that because my basil gets out of control. Conversations. Well, what are you using? Okay. Friend request, friend request, friend request. So now when you come over to my timeline, these people that I've sent friend requests to, they come over to my timeline. What do they see? They see a sprinkling of Trinont. They see a sprinkling of me doing medical laboratory science. They see a sprinkling of my blue tick coonhound from there's people from the blue tick coonhound, people that love them group. Okay. They see that we have things in common, and they're going to be more apt to follow you, to comment on your things. They're going to engage with the things that relate to them. And they're also going to see everything else that you have to post. It is not spammy. You're not cold messaging people. You are making friends and pulling people in your friends group of people just like you, versus trying to get a bunch of friends that you don't know who they are and you trying to figure out how to reach out to them when you don't know them. At least this can start a conversation with things that you have in common. So that's why I wanted to spend a few extra minutes on this section, because this is absolute marketing, network marketing gold. Okay. All right. So yes, provide value, ask for help, whatever it may be. I have an example down here. I did an AI picture of myself. I ended up getting 900 likes on this thing and 100 comments. Do you have any friends I got, medical laboratory friends I got out of that stupid post that I was just in a whim? I'm like, I wonder what I look like in AI with a microscope. The microscope's all jacked up, all this stuff. So it was so good. And it was controversial because apparently AI ruins the environment. Who knew? I found out real quick on that one. So yeah, love it. That's one of my favorites. Okay. Line 9. Now we're getting down to the bottom of our list. Okay. So you started with the income producing activities at the top. Now we're getting to the bottom of things that are probably not going to grow your business from a monetary standpoint, but these are the things that are going to help your mindset. So this stuff is so important, especially line 9, the professional development. This is near and dear to my heart. I don't think I know anybody else who listens and learns to as much network marketing information as I do. There's not a second that goes by where I don't have some type of education going on in my ears. So you want to make sure that you're growing your mindset and you're growing your education around sales and network marketing, learning about people, how to talk to people, how to overcome people's objections. There's all sorts of trainings and things out there. My family got me some nicer earbuds because I was carrying around $5 ones. So my birthday, they said I use them so much. They got me some like $200 ones for my birthday one year. I love them, but any earbuds work. You can listen while you're folding laundry. You can listen in your car's Bluetooth. You can listen while you're loading the dishwasher and you're making dinner. The Diamond League and the Legacy Makers have links to trainings that you can listen to. And if you're not sure where these are, ask your upline Ruby Plus leader. They can guide you right to those. Okay. You can just listen to one after the other. I can't tell you how many times I've listened to Sonara's Getting Started training in my ears so that I can help other people getting started and know what's in there for them. Okay. Just listen to those things and you can learn while you're doing other things. Like I said, I've got 3 jobs. I've got 3 kids. I'm making dinner. I'm doing the laundry. I'm racing around all over the place. If I don't learn in the crux of my day, I'm not going to be able to find the time to sit down and listen to something for an hour, right? But I can get a lot done while I'm in the car and folding laundry. Get the earbuds. Seriously, it's a game changer. So I put some of my favorites on here, and I'm sure if you were to ask some of other leaders and things what some of their favorites are, you might get some more. But Tina Joy Carroll, if you haven't been to her Rise and Thrives, you're missing out on life, man. She will whip your mindset right into shape and make things make so much sense. She's amazing. Level Up with Debbie Neal. She's from another network marketing company, but she doesn't talk about her company. She lights a fire under my butt and talks about all things with overcoming objections, how to be a good leader, how to be a good steward of what it is that you're doing and what not to do's and those types of things. Eric Worre's the GOAT. I'm obsessed with his Excellence Project right now on Spotify. He goes and he interviews other people that are successful in field and pulls information on what they do and why they're so successful. He also has videos out there, how to start 100 conversations. It's on YouTube. Just look at Eric Worre, 100 conversations. You're going to find his video on how to start 100 conversations. He also has a 90-day run video out there. Go to, the Parkers have it on there too, but you can also go to YouTube and find Eric Worre 90-day run. Okay, so there's all sorts of different places that you can go for professional development, but this is something that you can do while you're doing other things. Please don't think that you have to sit down and learn all of the things before you can start. You can learn and earn at the same time. Okay, I've been doing this. I love it. It's one of my favorite pieces of network marketing. All right, coming towards the end here is gratitude. Tony Robbins said, when you're grateful, fear disappears and abundance appears. And this is so, so true. It's the very first thing I do with my 5 a.m. group in the morning is we all think of things that we're grateful for. And what is our intention for this morning that we're going to get done? And the things that gratitude does, it improves your mindset, right? You start shifting from the problems that you have to the things that you are truly grateful and lucky to have in your life. It builds your resilience. You can handle setbacks and rejection with a lot more confidence. When somebody says no, you don't go into a funk. You're like grateful for that no, because now you can check it off. that's my thing. I'm like, oh, sweet, I can cross one off, not have to follow up and follow up and follow up. I'm grateful when they get back to me and give me an answer. Like, thank you so much for getting back to me. I'm so grateful for that. It strengthens your relationships. I can't tell you how many times Chad doesn't want to get out of bed in the morning. He's sitting there. He's like, I don't want to go to work. I don't want to go to work. I'm like, aren't you grateful that you have an amazing job, that you're so busy, and all these people that are just so happy and coming to work every day and don't call in sick? And he's like, Becky, enough. But now he flipped it on me and he's making me say what I'm grateful for every morning. So that is huge. It definitely increases your consistency. When you have a grateful perspective, it definitely motivates you to show up and get this task list done every day. Be grateful that you have this list that you can carry with you. Definitely attracts growth opportunities, because when you're growing and you're grateful, you'll find more things to help you grow and get your business into momentum as well. So this is just, don't not do this. You can take one sip of Mojo and get this done. This is a one sip Mojo project right here. Boom, boom, boom. I have it in a notebook. I have a gratitude section, and every day I have a line for each day. Okay. All right. So last line is customer team connection. We want to make sure that we're staying in touch with our team. I think I see a lot of people, they enroll an associate and that's it. They don't ever really talk to them again. They don't check in with them, or a customer, they order and they don't follow up. You want to make sure that you're having some good conversations with people, asking a genuine question. How are things been going for you this week? Have you had any challenges? And if they ask a question you don't know, you ask your leader, okay? Share something helpful, a quick tip, a right resource, training, a recipe, something that helps them with their goals. Celebrate them. If they reached out to 2 people this week and that's a lot for them, celebrate that with them. Okay. You want to stay in touch with your customers and your associates and have a good connection there. That is definitely the key to retention. We want everybody to feel like they're getting what they need and that they feel valued. So that is really big. All right, so now what? We went through the whole entire list quickly. Of course, every Monday at 8 o'clock, we're going to do a deeper dive into each area on here, but that doesn't mean you can't get started with the basics that I provided you here today, okay? Even if you can get 2 or 3 boxes checked today, that's amazing, okay? But you want to try and do all of them if you can. Your upline Ruby is here to help you utilize them. Okay, if you don't know what to say, you don't know what to send out, you need professional development ideas, you need help with any of those pieces, reach up to your upline Ruby Plus. So Ruby or above. It could be, it could be a Sapphire. It could be a, whoever it may be who is in leadership that can totally help you there. Make sure that any new associates are getting all of the getting started information. You're going to see at the bottom of the sheet, there's a new associate section. You can put their name. Did you send them the getting started information? You may not have that if you're new. Have your upline Ruby help you. Did they set up their live launch with your upline? You can help them get that set up and check in with them. Is your live launch set up? When is your live launch? I'm really excited about that for you. Okay. Do a welcome call or a welcome message, something with that Ruby upline leader that you have. Did they watch the new associate, the getting started training, and did they make their list? Make sure that they're making a list. These are things that even brand new, even if you just enrolled on Saturday and you enroll a new associate today, these are things that you can get them started on, and you can have your upline Ruby come in, Ruby and above, help you with that as well. Okay, so don't forget, you're not alone. There's people here to help you. Okay. All right. So one more thing, you're not alone. Okay. If you're like winging it out there in left field and you're like, oh my gosh, we have work sessions all week long through Diamond League and Legacy Makers where leaders who have been doing this for a long time, they open a Zoom room and you can come in and work alongside them. You can check your boxes. They'll be like, okay, guys, we're all going to go and do birthdays together. Everybody go out and do their birthdays. All right, everybody go out and send some friend requests. Okay, we're going to follow up. So if you want to, put everybody on mute, you want to do a couple follow-ups here for the next 10 minutes, we're going to do that. Okay. So you want to try to attend some of these. So look at them every Sunday. They're sent out by Legacy Makers and Diamond League. Look at the list and throw a couple on your calendar. Like I can do a few of these sometimes while I'm just checking emails or eating lunch, and I try to attend a few every week because even though I run work sessions and business builder hours, I still learn something every single time I go. Okay. So make sure that you do that. You can engage, or you can be a fly on the wall. If you're like, I don't know what this is. I'm a little bit nervous. Like I don't want to have to interact and whatever. Just go in there. You can turn off your camera and your microphone. Even when I'm driving in the car, I'll play one sometimes. Okay. You also want to plug into your organization's meetings or listen to the recordings as best you can. Again, that's what those earbuds are for. All right. So here we go. What is your why? Why are you doing this? I put a picture of me and a big old diamond on the ground. What could being consistent for 90 days do for you? How is that going to help you achieve your goal? What is that going to do to your family financially if you actually stick through with it and come out 2 to 3 ranks higher on the other end? Okay, of course, we're not making any guarantees, but if you're going to do it for 90 days straight, you're probably going to come out a lot further ahead than where you were before. And what can being consistent with your own health journey for 90 days? If you do your own health journey and document that for 90 days, how much is that going to change in the next 90 days? When you're helping others achieve the same health you're trying to achieve, it holds you accountable. So that is a huge piece of that as well. All right, so where do we go from here? Monday nights at 8 o'clock, starting tomorrow night, we will be meeting on the same Zoom room at 8 o'clock, and we will cover a box or two. We're going to kick it off with the most important piece, which is income producing activities, how to reach out, how to follow up. What does that look like? We'll provide you with some scripts, but we're also going to lead you to some resources and things that can help you with the pivot of the conversation. For example, if you're talking about medical laboratory science kits, and then all of a sudden you want to talk about turnout, when's the right time to pivot that conversation? So all sorts of good information coming every Monday night at 8 o'clock throughout this 90-day run. The best part about this, you guys, this starts today on the 1st of March and it goes through May 31st. And then the incentive trip is announced, historically speaking, around June 1st. So your business will have taken off, your airplane's going to be in the air, and boom, you're going to have all of the business there to help you make it on that incentive trip as well, which is, incentive trips are my love language. So there's that. All right, hopefully you guys got some good information out of this today. I have sent out the PDF of this so that we don't have a Google Doc running around that people can't open. So all of the leaders should have that at this point, and can get that out to their team chats and things. And if you don't have it and don't know where you're going to get it from, just send me a message. I'm Becky Hansen Smith on Facebook, and I will definitely send that to you. All right, have a great Sunday afternoon, everybody.
Great job, Becky. Thank you.
Thank you. In my main screen here.
Well, thank you, Becky. You won't let me type, but I wanted to say thank you. This was awesome. You rock.
Thank you.
Love you. Bye.
I've got so many tabs open right here. I can't find my main one. Oh, there we go.